Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT News.
Now at 8 o'clock, a man is rushed to UK hospital after a shooting in Lexington overnight. A man is robbed of his gun overnight in Lexington. And the Kentucky Wildcats took on South Carolina on a cold Saturday night shootout at Commonwealth Stadium. These stories and more, plus breaking news as it happens, coming up on WKYT this morning. Good morning. Thanks for joining us on this Sunday. I'm Sean Moody.
And good morning. I'm Mike Linden. Sean, a beautiful start to the day so far. A sunrise over Kentucky, a Kentucky that took down South Carolina yesterday. A wonderful start to our day so far, but boy, is it chilly out there. Check out the live sky camera. Right now, we're looking at some very high cirrus clouds, nothing that'll bring you any rainfall. But if we look to Defender, currently dealing with a frost advisory at least for another hour up until 9 o'clock this morning, with the potential for that frost to develop. You might see some of that close to the windshield this morning, but it's very patchy in nature due to the winds that have been hanging around. But coming up in just a few minutes, we'll take a look at what I'm expecting later this afternoon, which includes a wet week as we get started into Monday and into Tuesday.
Our top story this morning, a Lexington man is in serious condition this morning after a shooting overnight. It happened around 4:30 this morning on Addy Alley. That's off of West 5th Street. WKYT's Mark Barber is live this morning there where the shooting took place. And what can you tell us?
Good morning, Sean. Police say two armed men forced their way into a home here on Addy Alley, which is off 5th Street. Investigators tell me a man was inside the front room of that house, and when he started fighting back, he was shot in the back. Now, officers tell me he was rushed to UK hospital in critical condition. We're told two adult family members were also in the home when the man was shot around 4:50 this morning. Police say they are interviewing the family at police headquarters this hour. I'm told investigators are still trying to figure out if this was a robbery or if the shooter was targeting the man. But there is no word on why the men broke into the house at this time. Officers tell us they are still searching for the gunman. They say they have a very limited suspect description at this time. I'm told that both men were wearing masks and dark clothing. I'm told they were last seen running toward 5th Street and Broadway. Of course, as you can see, this is still a very active situation out here, and they are continuing to investigate. As we learn more details, we'll bring it to you here coming up on our next half hour of WKYT News. Live in Lexington, Mark Barber, WKYT.
Now, around the same time as that shooting, Lexington police got a shots fired call on Ohio Street. Around 4:30, a victim flagged down a police officer saying he'd been robbed. That officer then chased down the robber on foot and arrested him. A canine unit later recovered a gun that police say was thrown away during that chase. No injuries were reported during the robbery. New this morning, Lexington police are investigating an overnight gun robbery. It happened around 2:45 this morning on Cambridge Drive. Police say a man was walking home when he was approached by two other men. One of them, they say, had a revolver. They say the robbers held the victim at gunpoint, stole his pistol, and then ran toward Village Drive. Investigators described the suspects as 6-foot black men in their 20s, one wearing a black hoodie and jeans, the other wearing a gray hoodie. Georgetown police are investigating a late-night shooting this morning. Investigators say the shooting happened after a fight about rent money. Police arrested David Allen Wolf in connection with the shooting. WKYT's Garrett Weimer has the story.
Police say it started simply enough, an argument about money.
And it's very odd that you produce a gun and shoot somebody over rent money.
But they say that's how it ended, with a man shot in the head inside this home on Seminole Trail in Georgetown. Police say the suspect came to the house and was let in, but after an argument, pulled out a gun.
He was let inside the home. Apparently they have some sort of, they know each other. There's no reason to think that he broke in or anything like that. They were inside the residence. An argument ensued. He got heated, and then our suspect pulls a gun and fires a shot.
Police tell us the victim luckily was only grazed by the bullet. They say he was taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries.
It appears that he was tremendously lucky. I mean, I can't really begin to tell you how lucky he was. One single gunshot wound to the head, but it really looks like it's a grazing injury. Just pure luck.
Police say now they'll investigate whether any other factors led to the shooting. In Georgetown, Garrett Weimer, WKYT.
A Lexington man was hurt in an accident early this morning. It happened around 1:30 on South Broadway. Police say a man in a white Ford Ranger ran off the road, hit a tree, and went into a ditch. The driver was taken to UK hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Drivers headed north on Interstate 75 last night had to deal with a few traffic headaches. Mount Vernon fire crews were cleaning up Saturday afternoon after a fuel spill involving multiple tractor trailers. We're told the northbound lanes near the 68-mile marker are closed. No word yet on if those lanes have reopened. If you were trying to make your way into town around Man o' War and Nicholasville Road Saturday morning, you probably noticed a little bit of a traffic mess. Police say around 4 o'clock Saturday morning, a driver hit a traffic control box and sped off. The crash backed up traffic for hours and knocked out power to stoplights. Investigators say 3 passengers in the car told them the driver crashed on purpose. No one was injured, but engineers say it will cost tens of thousands of dollars to replace that traffic control box. Lextran is teaming up with UK and Keeneland to offer fans transportation to each other's events. For tailgaters who want to check out the races before or after catching a game, they can take a shuttle to Keeneland. Fans tell us it's a good way to keep the roads safe.
I think it's awesome that they do this. It's a good way to just keep people in and out, and I'm sure a lot of people probably been drinking a little bit today, so it's a good way to keep little people off the road that are intoxicated.
The shuttle will be up and running for all 3 home games this month. To see a bus schedule, head on over to WKYT.com. The election is about a month away now, and we here at WKYT are gearing up for a mayoral debate. Lexington Mayor Jim Gray and challenger Anthony Beatty will debate each other on live TV tonight. Our own Bill Bryant will moderate. That'll air at 6 o'clock on the CW Lexington. Now, WKYT is partnering with the Herald Leader, News Radio 630, WLAP, and the League of Women's Voters to broadcast the debate. WKYT this morning is just getting started. It's that time of year again. Old Man Winter is back in the States, and some have reported some early morning snowfall. We'll have that story coming up.
No such snowfall in Kentucky this morning. The skies over the bluegrass looking quite nice, but that will soon change here in just a short 24 hours. Coming up, I'll take you through this upcoming work week.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT News.
Now at 8:30, a man is rushed to UK hospital after a shooting in Lexington overnight. A man is robbed overnight after being approached by 2 armed men. Police are now on the lookout for the suspects. And the 2 frontrunners of the Lexington mayoral race gear up for a debate here on WKYT tonight. These stories and more, plus breaking news as it happens, coming up on WKYT this morning. Good morning. Thanks for joining us on this Sunday. I'm Sean Moody.
And I'm Mike Linden. A gorgeous start so far to our Sunday, but a chilly one at that. A frost advisory still in place as we get our Sunday started here. But check out the live sky camera. There are some clouds out there, but they're not going to bring us any rainfall as we get our day started. Right now, the only rainfall is just way off to our west in southern Indiana. So check out Defender here. These are the weather watches in effect, and there's only one of them, a frost advisory. So for any spot covered by this blue color, you're under this frost advisory, at least for another half an hour here. But if there is frost near you, odds are it's relatively patchy since we saw some winds overnight. Temperature-wise, again, it is chilly out there. So if you're getting your day started early here, grab that jacket, maybe even a hat. You lose a lot of your body heat through your head, so use your head and grab a hat before you head outside. Checking out the daily breakdown, and this is what I'll be talking about in about 10 minutes from now. We'll focus in on this afternoon and the actually really nice conditions and temperatures we expect to see and feel. But then as we head into the overnight hours, that's where I'm tracking some storms that could kick off a very wet work week ahead of us. I'll take you hour by hour and show you what we're expecting coming up.
Our top story this morning, a Lexington man is in serious condition after a shooting overnight. It happened around 4:30 on Addy Alley off of West 5th Street. WKYT's Mark Barber is live on 5th Street where the shooting happened. What can you tell us, Mark?
Good morning, Sean. I just spoke with the coworker of the man who was shot here on Alley Street about 2 minutes ago. He tells me that the man who was shot in the back here is Darnell Bates. He tells me that he was the general manager at Goo Goo Car Wash that is on North Limestone Street. Now, he also told me that he heard from other coworkers at that car wash that Bates has passed away after being shot in the back here. Now, that is something that we are still trying to confirm from the coroner's office. At last check from the coroner's office, we were told that the man is in critical condition at UK Hospital. Now, here's what police are saying happened. They say that he was rushed to UK Hospital in critical condition after 2 men forced their way inside his home here on Addy Alley and shot him in the back. Now, investigators tell us that the man was in the front room of the house when the armed men broke in around 4:50 this morning. Officers say he started fighting back, and that's when he was shot. At this time, investigators say they do not know if the shooter was targeting the man or if this was a robbery. We're told 2 adult family members were also in the house during the shooting. Officers say they are being questioned at police headquarters. Now, police tell me they are working off a very limited suspect description to find the shooters. I'm told that they were both wearing masks and dark clothing, and they were last seen heading toward Broadway and 5th Street. Now, according to the coworker that I spoke to, he says that Bates has left behind 2 young children, as well as cousins, family, many coworkers. I'm also told that he was promoted to general manager at that car wash just 2 months ago. Of course, we will bring you the latest on our website, WKYT.com, as we learn more as to what may have motivated this shooting. We're live in Lexington this morning. Mark Barber, WKYT.
Now, around the same time as that shooting, Lexington police responded to a shots fired call on Ohio Street. Around 4:30, police say a victim flagged down an officer saying he'd been robbed. That officer then chased down the robber on foot and arrested him. A K-9 unit later recovered a gun that police say was thrown away in that foot chase. No injuries were reported. Also new this morning, Lexington police are looking for 2 men who they say stole a man's gun in an early morning robbery. It happened before 3 o'clock this morning on Cambridge Drive. Police say a man was walking home when he was approached by 2 other men, one carrying a revolver. They say they held the victim at gunpoint, stole his pistol, and ran away. Investigators described the suspects as 6-foot black men in their 20s, one wearing a gray hoodie and gray pants, the other in a black hoodie and jeans. Police have not made any arrests in that case. Georgetown police are investigating a late-night shooting this morning. Police say a man came to a house and was let in, but after an argument, they say a man ended up shot in the head. They say he was grazed by the bullet and has non-life-threatening injuries. Investigators say the shooting happened after a fight about rent money. They believe the suspect and victim were acquainted.
He was let inside the home. Apparently they have some sort of, they know each other. There's no reason to think that he broke in or anything like that. They were inside the residence. Argument ensued. He got heated, and then our suspect pulls a gun and fires a shot.
Now, police say now they'll investigate whether anything else also led to the shooting. Lexington police are searching for the person responsible for hitting and robbing a Jimmy John's driver while he was out on a delivery along Crosby Drive near the Racket Club apartments. Police say someone hit the driver in the head, robbed him, and then took off. Crews rushed the delivery driver to the hospital where he's expected to be okay. A man had to be airlifted to UK hospital Saturday morning after a crash in Bourbon County had him pinned under his semi-truck. Deputies tell us the semi-truck driver ran off the road and flipped his truck along Winchester Road. Right now, the extent of those injuries has not been released. Lexington police and fire units responded to an injury accident early this morning. It happened around 1:30 on South Broadway. Police say a man in a white Ford Ranger ran off the road, hit a tree, and then drove into a ditch. The driver was taken to UK hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Toxicology results are now out for Kentucky native and former Tennessee Titans player Rob Barones. The report shows Barones had a blood alcohol level of .218, nearly 3 times the legal limit. The report also found a low level of Valium in his system. Barones died in a car crash last month. If you were trying to make your way into town around Man of War and Nicholasville Road Saturday morning, you probably noticed a traffic mess. Police say around 4 o'clock Saturday morning, a driver hit a traffic control box, then sped off. The crash backed up traffic for hours and knocked out power to stoplights. Investigators say 3 passengers in that car told them the driver crashed on purpose. No one was injured, but engineers say it'll cost tens of thousands of dollars to replace that traffic control box. WKYT will host the general election's first televised debate since the primary for the Lexington mayoral race tonight. Mayor Jim Gray and challenger Anthony Beatty will square off right here at 6 on the CW Lexington. We'll stream the debate live on Kentucky.com and WKYT.com, as well as 630 WLAP. Our own Bill Bryant will moderate the debate. The Herald Leader and the Kentucky League of Women Voters will assist in questioning for the debate. WKYT this morning is just getting started. After the break, National Geographic has funded a project that could be music to safety-conscious drivers' ears. Coming up on WKYT News this morning.
A sunny, mostly sunny start to our Sunday so far, as you can see here on the sky camera, but a chilly one at that. Kind of hard to feel that through the sky camera. But coming up, I'll take you throughout your Sunday and into the start of a messy and wet looking work week. Coming up.